Hello, little wigger bones. How are you doing? Think it's time for another chat with you. Sitting on the floor like always. Get my tea. Just shortly, I'm currently in Frankfurt. My beautiful, sweet friends offered me to stay in their flat while they're on vacation. So I gladly said yes. I'm now in Frankfurt, where I lived for 3 years, a long time ago. And it's snowing outside. Right now it's like really windy and not very comfy out there. We are inside, so this time I want to talk about a very, very, very serious topic. I have the feeling that all the time it's, especially also in the vegan community, raw vegan community, raw for high carb community in general, it's all about weight loss. I think sooner or later I will make a video about that and my personal experience, but I think there's something way more important than that. And also where I have to say that for instance, when you focus on the effects of such diets, the effect in my case was far greater when you consider the psychological part. And yeah, I think I talk about that, about depression, winter depression at the moment, but general depression or feeling depressed. Just at the beginning, I say that I am not a doctor. I have a biological degree, okay? So I'm not a total noob, but I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a doctor. If you're really like clinical depressed and like really harsh depression, when you also have suicidal thoughts or anything like that, then there's no medical help, no medical cure or suggestions I could give you. It's just that I will talk about my own experience and how I tackled my depression that I had. And so maybe you can also try it out and see if it works for you. But yeah, I'm not a doctor, so if you really like, if you have something severe going on, then you better go to a professional. With that said, yeah, depression. So I have my own very long story with depression. Like I said in one of the last videos, I'm a thinker and I'm an overthinker, and it can go to the part where I'm just, stuck in thoughts. And this is also what happened to me, where I was stuck into thoughts that, like they don't leave you alone. You wake up with the same thoughts and you go to bed with the same thoughts. And you're really in your head. You're totally in your head. You're not in the present moment. You're not in your body. You're in your head, in your thoughts. You're in the past and you're in the future. You're somewhere lost, right? It was triggered by something. I don't want to go closer to that because it's also very complicated. It was triggered by something when I was in my master thesis and quite stressed out. And then I was triggered, and yeah, since then it was going on, and it stuck with me for nearly 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. And it was a very harsh time for me when I all the time when I thought like you have to do something because you're losing control over what you're doing. And I think that's the same for anybody. When you recognize that it's not the way it can be, I have to do something about it. And I especially did something when I was also I did a voluntary year, and yeah, worked at an environmental NGO. And then after 1.5 years, that stopped, and I had to search for another job. And so with that time, I saw it approaching the time when I was when I would be unemployed. So I thought this is the perfect time to get the shit together and do something about it. Because if you're not doing anything, your current situation, your mental situation will drag you down when you're sitting at home and applying and being in all this, oh my god, what should I do thoughts. Okay, so I knew that I was in this situation and stage where I knew what would happen and that I have to help myself. What did I do? First of all, the diet, of course. At this time I also got into this raw vegan thing. I was vegan before that for a long time, but then I got into it. I was December 2014, and it was over a YouTuber, a yoga teacher called Ali Kamenova, and she's also doing this raw vegan stuff by that time, so I came into that. But it was a little bit too extreme for me, so I came to raw till 4 and I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. I can eat raw and then cook in the evening. I can do that. So, but yeah, then I just thought about my health a lot more. I incorporated a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables, right? Just like my health in general improved a lot by that time. And I could feel it mentally extremely, but I also, it was a system. So I also included yoga by that time every day in the morning, or when I had time in the day, but every day. I did it every single day and I really enjoyed it. So this is something that I love doing, right? And while doing that, I also thought that I changed some things in my daily procedures. So just little changes that really changed a lot at the end. For example, it may sound ridiculous, but for example, I had a very high bed, like this, you know, construction thing. It was already in this room, and there was a wardrobe under it, and you were sleeping up there. And I was always sleeping with the head to the wall, and at the other side there was a window, and I just turned that around, which already changed a lot for me. I don't know why. And I also got a new routine, so I always, also when I was unemployed, I would get up in the morning at 7 o'clock, do my yoga, do everything, you know, just organized my day like that. So when do I fried applications, or what can I do then, what can I do? I really enjoyed that actually. I also got a job, and then it really got better with the depression, because especially through the activity, the yoga part in my case, I got into my body again and into the present, you know what I mean? Just because of the exercise. I'm not talking about yoga as a system. Here I'm only talking about a physical exercise. The other stuff come later, but there was just the exercise that I did. I really enjoyed it. I was in my body again in the present moment, and that was just a tremendous improvement. I also recognized, and I also made a video about that, as I was still taking the contraceptive pill by that time, and I read a lot about it and how it can influence the mood, and I also got rid of this by June 2015. That made the very last change. It was such a big change. I will also link my video down below so you can check that out. Getting rid of the contraceptive pill was the biggest and best thing I could do in that regard. So I really looked into that. I also, because I was concerned with my health a little bit more, got to the idea of looking at my alcohol consumption. I was still drinking alcohol by then, and I really reduced it by that time. And I stopped 1 year later, so that took me a long time. I will make another video about this particular thing, but there was a thing here. I also looked about that, and I really got control over this, and all of that influenced my mood a lot. This all helped me to gain a lot of more understanding towards myself, because before that it was like, kind of the crazy situation when you have a voice in your head, like not a real voice, but yourself telling yourself, you're not good enough, or what did you do there, what did you do there, why did you act like this, like this whole talking, right? And by the end of that process that I went through, there was like half a year after, you know, going raw to 4, a more healthy or highly raw diet, after incorporating yoga, after getting rid of the contraceptive pill and getting a daily routine, I was really able to answer in my head, like, no, that's not you, you're like this and that, you're like a good person, you're You have to understand yourself, you have to love yourself. So I was really able to tell me that. But I had to go to get to this point, right? You have to make a base where you can build on. I can only advise you to experiment with that. Especially nutrition is a big part, including more vibrant foods in your diet, fresh fruits and vegetables, unprocessed foods, of course vegan foods, whole foods. Does a lot just because of the higher hydration that you're getting. It's loaded with nutrients, so nutrient dense. I've never been sick since then. It just started when I got raw vegan and when I got this tick bite in Thailand, but this is another thing. So I've never been sick since then. And the second one after nutrition is find something that you really like, and especially activity, right? Like endorphins in your brain, that you feel happier when you move. That is science, so that really happens, right? So find an activity that you like. That can be yoga, that can be running, that can be cycling, that can be anything. Just something that you like. Don't do it because you want to lose weight or get a tight ass or whatever. It's just like get something you really like, so you do it continuously. And of course the best would be every day, or like 5 times in a week or whatever. Consistency, right? The third thing, check your lifestyle in general. That can be your alcohol consumption, medication like the pill. The pill can influence your mental health to such a high level you would not even believe it. And for me it was like I said in this video, it was like a veil was lifting from my eyes, and I really saw like, oh my god, life is so beautiful after that. I'm not kidding. So check this. The last thing would be get a routine. Get a routine. It's not like, okay, I get this go with the flow thing. It can be very relaxing, but especially when you have like this kind of situation where you're losing control over your life, you have to get a routine. And when you don't have a job, it's even more important. Getting up at the same time, starting a morning routine, right? So the activity part, meditation, when you have mild depression, only mild depression you can meditate. If it's severe, don't do the meditation part. When you have mild depression, you can still do it. Just try around with those things. So the food, the activity part, check your lifestyle, and get a routine in your life. A routine that you can feel yourself, you know, safe and secure. Then when you have the base, get to know yourself, right? So embrace yourself again and tell yourself how much you love yourself and how much you respect yourself. Because lifestyle, nutrition, getting enough sleep, getting a routine, activity, it's all about self-love and self-respect. And this is the only way that's the only way how you can give love and respect to other people. There's no other way around it. If you hate yourself, if you mistreat yourself like this with the wrong food, with the wrong routine, wrong lifestyle, then you have no love and respect for others, right? This is the only way. I hope this video was helpful for you. Please place your questions or comments down below. I really like to read them. I really would like to discuss about that a lot more, especially now in the winter time. It's of course it's a hot topic, talking about depression, and it's very important that we get it out there. Not only talking about weight loss and abs and, you know, like lose fat or whatever. It's really like a holistic system. Everything is connected. So let's talk about this. All right, so have a good day, have a good night wherever you are, and I see you in my next video.